Yes, because Spencer is a prick. it was too easy of a joke, sorry. It was too easy of a joke. we Sorry. 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 Um we just got into the village in the center of the cactus field. This was our destination, right? Oh yeah. A purple worm corpse, Desert Canyon Valley. I assume that's where we did the one thing. Yeah. And then the Tomb of Kings is where we're going. And this here is the oasis. And there's a mountain. And 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 there's a mountain here. Okay. Okay. So we should probably investigate the village. Yeah, what time of day is it, by the way? Like, because we kind of lost track of that in the forest. Okay. Yeah. He he doesn't exactly he doesn't exactly have the keen mind feed or anything. This is like one of the few campaigns I've ever been in where like keen mind wouldn't be one of the worst feats ever to take. Which is not a bad thing, by the way. It's just a really situational feat. Oh, there isn't? No sound. Oh, probably. Uh, let's see here. Why is that happening? Oh, and it decided to fix itself right after I stopped the stream and reset. Okay. Um, okay. Did we? I don't know if we had any downtime. Thank you for letting us know about that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We can keep going again. I just okay. Yeah, we can keep going. Freaking sound died again, apparently. What the heck? What? Uh, yep. Um, oh, back. Okay, okay, let me try something.
Juicy innards. So he's
Okay.
perfectly.
He's crab legs is what you're saying.
Yeah. He's perfectly edible. You just can't eat the whole thing. Is my point.
Okay,
Getting
hopefully that might fix it. I don't know if that will or not, but we will find out. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
While John's talking about
OBS was just having some issues. Thank you for letting us know, Cosmic Knight. Yeah. Anyways, back to what we were doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
where was I? Oh, yeah. Like, they're useful. Especially that one, and I point at Ticker.
You have clearance to come here, right?
Yes.
Clearance?
I
From
mean,
who?
nobody said we needed clearance.
Sadar, make a insight check.
Hey.
Oh yeah, I gotta go back to roll.
If he asks us if you're a god, you just say yes. All right. We already
16.
learned that mistake twice in Ghostbusters.
Clearance. Okay, so, Sadar, you remember that being a part of being part of the Harbinger class inside of your town, there are a few people known as travelers. Travelers come with some sort of certification, and doing so lets them roam freely throughout the countryside. You just so happen to be one of these people, and you have the documentation.
Yes. I pull out the documentation. You speak
Alright.
of strange things happening near the tomb. What's going on? What's going on?
Yes, it was a few years back. There seems to be someone had removed the large structure that was there and left a whole bunch of things. Orbs would be a strange word to describe them, but they're deadly to the touch, and they seem to be sucking life out of anything that comes close.
I turn to Ticker and be like, Ticker, this is in common, the mythallar, could it be described as an orb?
They are usually spherical in shape, yes. And he'll
think-
kind of like pantomime with his hands like forming a ball.
Yeah.
I think we have found them. They are, speaking of strange happenings a few years ago, orbs that to kill anything that touches them.
Which matches the description of mythallars, yes.
I'll turn back to the guards and be like, these are orbs. I believe they are what me and my associates have been looking for. Do you happen to know exactly where they are?
Yes, so we believe it to be about a day's travel, if not slightly less, to basically to the west of here.
So these are also Nagas that live in the village?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
All right. I was
This is a
wondering
village of
what
Nagas.
species. I was wondering what species these were the whole time. I was for a second I was starting to wonder if we were talking to a bunch of cactars.
Oh no, not yet. You have to actually talk to the trees in order to do that.
If you guys did want to play a cactar, that's a thing on the beta wiki. It's called the karate. There's a plant folk race.
Lovely.
They get one of their things is they get to speak Druidic.
Makes sense.
Fair enough.
Makes sense.
Where was I? But yes, could you please tell your thing friend, gestures to Skirvo, do not disrupt our forest? That is how we capture food.
I just nod.
Basically that entire trap that you guys just went through is just one of their hunting traps that you have sprung.
Oh, okay.
So it would be worth it to burn it to the ground. Because these people are apparently assholes.
Well, it's
And
easier than hunting and killing things yourself. Use a little bit of magic, and then it kills itself.
And being a harbinger, I doubt Sidar would have any qualms with that.
Nope. Everything dies eventually. That is his stance on life.
Anyways, so continue.
It's a shame I don't have what's it? The 9th level spell. I could just leave a plague in them as we walk out. Anyways. We shall be on our way at sunrise.
Understandable.
By the way, cactuses are extremely flammable.
Yes.
Worry not.
Flammable.
Cactus spines are like pine cones in terms of how flammable they are.
Nice.
So you're saying kindling?
Yes. They have
Don't-
kindling built into them.
Don't
Lovely.
worry. Don't
So-
worry.
So
Okay,
let's
so we can light the whole thing on fire.
So once we're flying away, and we're
Can
a
I-
good distance away, burn
Can
the
I-
whole freaking forest down.
Let's
fucking
go, bro. Let's go. Let's go. I mean,
just cast
Spencer
fireball.
clearly doesn't want us to do this, and I'm sure he's going to invent some way to make it bite us in the ass, but he's not going to tell us to not
Let me blow
do
something
it.
up.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Not some parts.
Let me blow it up.
Frickin' have his number. The
But we all know
but
Paimon.
yeah.
It would be in character for Paimon to do that anyways. Like even
Yeah,
if
I know.
even if we didn't tell her to do it, she would do it.
Yep.
all we could do is stare in horror.
Mhm.
But
As this little child sets a whole forest aflame.
but Tigger will make sure to tell her. Make sure you wait until we're flying away to do that.
Oh no, you don't tell me what
Yeah.
to do.
Dang,
That's it on
You
fire.
Nah,
guys are
she has common sense.
you guys are going real harsh over people's way of life.
Hey, it's their fault.
Oh yeah, it's their fault that they don't like go out and kill things.
They
while
could
they're
design
hunting.
the spell so that intelligent creatures can get through it without any trouble.
They
I
could.
think
You mean like
intelligent
what you
creatures
guys
are
did
They're
at the end?
intelligent enough to do that.
John, I think the intelligent creatures are the food.
What is it? You know, because only like a harbinger or a druid or some sort of spellcaster would have like, because it's a cultural thing for them to have a flying snake, and they just have something that just has blind sense and could see through the fakeness anyways. But okay.
Okay.
I forgot I had it for a brief moment,
Oh my
brief little bit.
It's like Jerry all over again.
Except he's
Yeah.
actually useful some of the time,
Yeah.
unlike Gary, who was useful none of the time.
Hey, he
Jerry
was
was
useful.
useful for humor.
He was an emotional support animal, okay?
It was never you. We're just like, where's Jerry? Oh, he's right
He's
there.
been there the whole time.
He was the noble captain of the ship to go beat up the old guy.
The SS kick-ass. Or, no. The SS whoop-ass. That's what I called it. That's what I named it. Because you guys were about to whoop some ass.
Oh no, I did.
Oh, you absolutely did.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
was
that
about to
poor-
waterboard that bitch.
Yeah. And then you thought better of it and dragged him all the way to the guy who's the father of that little girl. I can only imagine terrible things were done to him after that.
All with the approval of the dragon god of justice.
Yeah.
That makes it even better, right?
But it's more like Ticker knows Paimon's gonna do it anyways, so he's
Yeah.
telling her to wait until we're clear.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's not like our player characters are deliberately wanting to burn the forest down, except Paimon.
Yeah, it's
We
not
just
that-
know
not-
it's probably gonna happen.
Ticker's not telling Paimon to burn the forest down. He is telling Paimon that when she burns the forest down, wait until we're safely away.
Yeah. What's the good of setting something on fire if you don't get to watch it burn?
We'll get to watch it burn.
Yeah, but from a
Like,
safe distance.
Safely above it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, find a nice spot to take our rest. Get our nightly duties out of the way.
Yep. And I am messing with my prepared spells a little. I'm gonna drop preparedness on arcane hacking, and on cognizant, so I can re-prepare detect magic and identify.
All right.
Skirbo teaches Clink a couple a couple shanties because of course he does.
Which, by the way, the reason that the gem I used for Clink is a pearl is because a pearl worth 100 gold is also the material component for Identify.
Nice.
Lovely.
So basically, if I have Clink, who basically functions as my familiar, then I can cast Identify. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Yeah. So. Teaching the shanties to the Clink who probably wants to sing songs with Clara.
Yep.
And the good nights, the feeding the Clara, and the making sure everything's all hunky dory before the sentries rest.
Yep. And I'm rolling some hit dice because I took damage.
Yeah.
D8s. So
What'd you take damage from?
I got cactus when you took down all them cactuses, and I got hit by some of them protecting
Oh
Clara.
yeah, right.
Alright, 9 more hit points. I'm probably gonna need to roll another one because I took 11 damage, I think. Yes. Alright, there we go. Back to full health.
I'm also debating whether or not to change out a couple spells. Should I prepare Smolder? Basically, while I have it up, I deal a bonus D8 fire damage to the next source of fire damage I deal.
I don't think you'll be the one burning the forest down.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think it'll be that much useful, but
I don't know. I don't know. I would go into the next day assuming we're gonna have to deal with some nice and exposed mythallar.
Yeah.
lovely.
Nice exposed mythallars. I'm actually gonna. Anyways,
Because we got to take a look at that.
But yes, the night kind of passes by uneventfully, except for what is it like? Some people just kind of like go off and talk to Sadar about what is it about how the rest or basically like how your town is doing, what's going on over there. It's mostly just a bunch of questions.
quick question, Spencer.
Yes.
How much do mythallars weigh?
Well, that's the thing. When you put an anti-gravity device, is weight really a thing?
Okay, so negligent then. In that case, I am not going to prepare Identify. I am instead going to prepare Tensor's floating disk.
Good idea.
Yep.
Right. But yes, the rest of the night goes by uneventfully, unless anyone wants to do anything.
Not particularly.
Nope.
What?
Do you want to do anything?
Not particularly. I'm keeping an eye on.
Want to make any checks?
The necklace.
I'm watching over my little girl. I don't know what you think I want to do right now.
Tigger,
yes.
don't you want to identify the necklace?
You found a necklace?
Oh shit, yeah, I did find a necklace. Yeah, do you want to look at it?
Alright, Arcana check, since I don't have Identify prepared anymore, because I wanted to prepare Tensor's floating disk. Because it'll be useful.
Yeah, it's all good.
I'm good at Arcana checks. Even if I fail, I can cast Identify later. And no, a 23 does not fail. I'm pretty sure a 23 would identify an artifact.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, now I see the 23. It just popped up for some reason. Okay, alright. So, the question seems to be something relatively simple. It turns out it's so. From what you can glean from it, it has things to do with concealment. Basically, the person holding it can cast disguise
Invisibility?
self once per day without like needing to make any sort of check.
Okay. Interesting. It appears to be a necklace form of a mask charm. You can use it to disguise yourself. And I'll hand it back to her and just pull out a small scrap of paper and write down like the command word on it.
All right.
Thank you.
So it is not a
Yeah.
necklace of adaptation.
No.
Good.
I'm sorry I disappointed you.
I kind of thought it was for a second because they're golden and like we got the whole poison gas thing coming up, and the whole thing of a necklace of adaptation is it protects from poison gas, and Paimon's the only party member where that would matter because the rest of the party either doesn't breathe or is immune to poison.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But yes.
I mean, Clara's a bit of an issue, but
She doesn't have to breathe.
Vampires do not breathe.
oh,
Yeah,
goody.
they do not have to breathe. I mean, how else are you supposed to live in a coffin that's 6 feet underground?
I mean,
What is it? So the night goes
Paimon
by,
and
kind of.
I mean, Tinker, Paimon, and Clara might want to be wearing goggles just so they protect the other non-breathing mucous membranes from the chlorine gas, but otherwise,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some.
Yeah. Night goes by, kind of uneventfully. What is it? Clara just rummages through her bag half the night, and then just kind of sits and begins to draw.
Yeah.
As she
Lovely.
normally does.
Okay.
Yeah. I keep the little girl close to me because given her recent traumatic experience, she probably wants to stay with daddy.
Makes sense. It is
Yep.
now morning.
All right.
So,
all right, morning.
Onward.
Onwards.
Wake everybody up. Get ourselves a make sure we're all ready to go, and then get our walking shorts on and make our way through the rest of this cactus field. I guess
There's only like a
Sidar
day
leads the way.
or two left of it, so yes,
Yep.
Sidar lead the way. I will keep my glowing gauntlet up,
And,
I assume Skirver will do it too. I will be keeping a close eye on Clara.
Yep.
And I'm using the flying snake to find where to make sure we're not getting fooled into a trap.
I'm probably holding Clara's hand.
Okay. All right. The rest of the day goes on as normal. Well, the thing is that now since you're kind of towards the edge of the cactus forest, it's no longer pitch black anymore as you travel forth.
It's
it
still
just
probably
seems
dim.
to be. Yeah, it's a bit dim. And things go by kind of smoothly. Nothing terrible really happens. Unless anyone wants to do anything.
Nah, we're good.
Good.
Yep.
Okay then.
Our, we already got mythallars to deal with, Spencer. That sounds like a big issue we're gonna have to do something about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get another hit die back. Spend this rest working on the blueprints for the secret plan.
Yep. Get our nice little. Make sure Clara's got her brella up so that way she don't burn.
Yeah.
I don't want my little girl getting sunburns or third degree burns.
Third degree, you can get third degree sunburn. It'll be very rare because man, that's a bad sunburn. Full thickness sunburn.
Well, yeah, but like because she catches fire.
We're talking about. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
but I mean, vampires have special biology, so
Well, yeah.
Although that being said, there
technically
are
it'd be
people in
fourth.
the real world that do have severe sun sensitivity. Like they go out in the sun, they immediately get like 1st and 2nd degree burns.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so
Anyways,
you
keep
guys,
our.
yes, you guys travel forth. The trees start, well, the theoretical trees. The cacti start dispersing until finally you're out of the forest. And yeah, and then in front of you seems to be a large open desert. That is until you notice that in the distance there is a crater filled with stuff, and next to it seems to be a large stone structure.
Investigate the crater.
I point towards the crater and be like, I believe there is what we are looking for.
All right, roll me investigation. Ticker. Nope, Skirvo. Yes.
And I am also firing up detect magic.
All right. Do you guys
Now, how
want
far
to
away
wait
is the
10
crater?
minutes when he does that?
Hang on.
I'm just gonna cast detect magic straight up. I'm not ritually casting it this time.
Okay, like
it only
what's
takes-
distance on detect magic again?
The distance on detect magic I get is
Right.
30 feet.
All right. Okay, so in 30 feet, well, actually, no, we're gonna do Skirvo first. Skirvo.
Yeah.
Wow, that sure is a crater, don't you think?
Yep. Worth seeing what's in the crater.
Yes. I mean, listen. Yeah, you might take like Sidar's word on it. Your eye receptors aren't quite what they used to be.
Yeah. But yeah, poor photoreceptors, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe we should get him a pair of glasses. He's getting old.
Hey, I only have the one eye. I need a monocle.
That's why he can't tell how far it is. He has no depth perception.
Right. What is it? Okay. So Ticker, because around you the cacti are kind of short. What you identify is that there is restoration magic near you, because you finally start seeing the fruit again, as well as some transmutation magic, as well as give me a second to figure out. Oh wait, no, it's not in this area. Never mind.
What isn't in
Yeah.
this area?
What?
The crater.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
the
we're
crater's not
seeing-
in this area, as well as something else you would have figured out if you did this like a while back.
Oh. Well,
I'm gonna extend my spyglass to perception check that their distant crater.
About how far is
Alright,
it
then.
to the crater?
That was an advantage, wasn't it?
With the
Yeah,
spyglass?
Yeah.
About how far is it to the crater?
like 400 meters.
Okay. I will send my flying snake to the crater.
Okay, 17.
17. There seems to be some strange objects that are, some strange orbs inside of the hole, or the
See,
crater.
I spy some.
Listen, the sand around it seems to be turned into a fine black material compared to the usual brown that you have around here.
This, huh? I'm spying some spherical objects in the crater.
glowing
Be
yellow,
advised. Hey,
glowing and
be
a gold.
advised. The sand in the nearby sand is blackened. Not be a bad omen.
Are these spherical objects golden in color?
Are they?
Yes.
Here's so.
I believe those are the mythallars. Strange that they don't have any form of housing.
Yeah. I send my flying snake to investigate the crater without it actually like touching anything in the crater. It's just sort of flying around.
All right.
I mean,
And I am peering through its eyes.
Okay, so you're using that. The mythallar seems to be there. Some of them appear to still be floating, while others are still attached to the ground. The deeper in the crater that you notice it, that you see, you now since you're finally like looking downwards, you can see some sort of strange capture device.
Some of the orbs are floating while others are still on the ground. Towards the deeper parts of the crater, there seems to be something I can only describe as a capture device, perhaps?
I believe that would be the Cradle.
well, we won't. Skirvo's going to retract his
I recall the snake.
spyglass. We won't learn much by just standing all the way over here. We're going to have to get closer. Set up camp and make a plan.
Perhaps before we set up camp, we go and see what's in the crater for ourselves.
Perhaps. But I would also like to keep Clara as far away from them as distant as possible. Just I don't want you getting hurt now.
You've got the spyglass.
I rub her her head.
You've got the spyglass. Perhaps you and the two short
She
ones.
seems to be a little bit annoyed by this.
I turned to discover you have that spyglass. Perhaps you and the small ones stay at the top of the ridge while me and our tinkerer friend, who knows what he's doing with these things, goes down and inspects all this stuff. I can point out where I saw the items, and you can stay at the top of the ridge with the massive ship.
Yes. I was thinking something of a similar line.
Let's get to the. We should probably
top of the
set
ridge.
the ship a little bit away from the ridge just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I wasn't thinking we should put it directly on the ridge. I was thinking we could set up the ship as a sort of base somewhere closer
Like
to
100 meters in the ridge?
somewhere closer to the crater, but not close enough that there's any risk of it getting
So
getting
like maybe
falling in. So that way we could
Perhaps-
potentially use the crow's nest to spy on the crater itself.
yeah.
perhaps set the ship up like 150 to 200 meters from the ridge, which is exactly halfway between where we are and where the crater is.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think, like, if it touched a mythallar, I don't think it would disintegrate the entire ship, but it would at least deal damage to it.
Punch
Yeah.
a hole in the boards or something.
Yeah. I mean, I was wondering, with how dangerous these things were, I was wondering if they just were sitting on the ground, just eating a hole all the way to the center of the planet.
No, it seems like they, like, turned the sand they touched to glass, it looks like, probably,
Ah,
based on what
From
Tinker
you
said.
can tell?
Or turned
Yeah.
them
Well-
to obsidian or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
maybe.
Like, melted it into lava, and then it cooled into obsidian.
All right. Well, we won't learn anything from where we're at, so let's engage the plan we currently have.
Yep. So I will go take it into the crater.
Are there any like rocks scattered around the desert?
As you look around you,
Like not in the crater, just in the desert in general. I assume there
yes.
would be rocks. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna telekinetically pick up a small rock.
All right, the rocks seem to be. You go back a little bit away, and you go back towards the forest, and you find a rock.
Okay. I'm just gonna telekinetically pick it up. Just carry it with me.
Okay.
All right. We'll make our camp about 100 meters from the crater itself. Set up the Duchess and split into our two teams. Should we Actually, should we have Clink go with you, and if something goes wrong, have him come racing towards us with an alarm going?
Yeah, probably.
That's not a bad idea.
All right. All right.
Just as a backup.
Yep.
Mhm.
Alright,
We
let's-
don't really have a good way to communicate with each other long distance, so
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, because my telepathy caps out at 120. Not telepathy. Telepathy caps out at 120 feet.
yep.
Perhaps we should look into sending stones
Yeah, maybe.
because none of us can learn sending because it's not on any of our lists unless it's on the artificer list.
I don't think it is.
I don't even have a list.
Uh,
I thought Arcane
It-
Trickster.
it is not on the artificer list.
You know, because Arcane Trickster is a wizard.
It probably is on the. It probably is on the arcane list. So Paimon
It would be on the
would
arcane
learn
list
it.
because a wizard would have it, but the question is that of the type of spell schools that arcane tricksters
Oh,
can
wait,
learn
sending-
from.
Oh wait, sending isn't a second level spell. Sending is a higher level spell.
It's a higher level. I thought it was a first.
That was the first
Is
level.
it a first level spell?
Is
I thought
that
it
a
was
first
first.
level spell or a cantrip?
It's not a cantrip.
no.
That's message.
Definitely not a
Message is
cantrip.
Message is a cantrip. I know that.
Oh,
I am
message.
not finding. Where the heck is it? I am. Sorry, I'm just looking. Okay, continue with
Oh,
this stuff. I'll find it. It's a
Yeah.
third level spell.
Oh, it's third.
Third
Wow.
level spell.
Yes, it is on the wizard list. So
Yeah, it's like it should be on the wizard list, but I don't
I
know
actually-
if it's of the
I
type that
knew it was
arcane
a-
tricksters can learn.
I knew it was a limited spell because because somebody used that spell. I mean, it might have been message. I don't remember, but it was sending.
yeah,
'Cause
sending has a
was
pretty much unlimited range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was sending because somebody because they were using it to telepathically send messages back and forth to other players in the other campaign. And this one character was trying to get out of this huge amount of trouble they got into. So they contacted my character. However, my character didn't know what was going on and immediately assumed he was hearing a third voice in his head. and when he screamed that out loud, they went, the last message they sent before the spell ended was, "Oh my god, I used my last spell slot for an idiot." and then they were stuck to deal with the consequences of their actions.
Anyways, how many mythallars are there?
As you appear closer, you can start to. Okay, so first, I'm pretty sure you want to hear the thing that affects you first.
Yes.
Okay, you start to feel drained of energy. You have a level of exhaustion.
Okay.
Both of us, or just him?
Everyone who gets close to it.
So,
Okay, because I'm sort of next. Okay, so lovely level of exhaustion.
As you peer over, there is about what you can manage to be about 30 of them.
Goodness.
incredible.
Quite the shipment.
And so what is detect magic picking up for like the draining of energy?
Uh,
What's causing that? Where's that coming from?
they're definitely coming from the mythallar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what school of magic it is.
Necromancy, maybe? If it's draining our energy, it's probably necromancy.
Let's go with necromancy then.
Let's go.
Well, then I resist it. Because no, that's necrotic. Yeah, I would resist it.
Well, that's necrotic damage.
Yes,
Yes,
this
true.
is exhaustion, so.
Yeah, this is exhaustion. Never mind.
So, I'm gonna back off from the crater a bit to a spot where I'm not being drained of energy.
Yeah.
All right then. What about you, Sidar? Are you doing the same?
Yep.
Okay. How long do you do this for?
I'm just gonna back off just to a spot where I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna check the book. to see what it says about this, if it says anything about this.
All right, okay. The name of the book was what? Let's see. So you got the Shipbuilder's Guide, right?
Yes,
Or
that's what
Shipmaster's
the book. That's what the guy said had the most information about mythallars.
Yes, the most information about mythallar.
Oh, and just so you know what I'm doing, I'm on the ship currently having my spyglass extended to keep an eye on the other two.
Okay,
With,
you see the two of them will go towards the pit and then kind of lazily just lazily just get away from it.
Yeah. So I'm just
and now Ticker's just looking through a book, and you're like, what is he doing?
yeah. Well, that's never a good sign.
So Ticker,
Link hasn't
you
returned yet, so I
you
don't see a problem.
yeah. Ticker, you skim through several chapters, is like talking about like what to do in case of a hull breach and stuff like that. And how do you and connectors of sails, and then finally you get to the part about the power source. So in the mythallar section, it states that while mythallar that is not connected to anything slowly drains any sort of magic within the area that it is currently in.
Okay.
If connected, however, these effects become negligible.
Is it just the ones when I was looking at it through detect magic? Is it just the ones that aren't on the cradle that are doing that?
Yes.
Okay. It appears that it is a cause of the mythallars not attached to the cradle.
Mm-hmm.
If we could attach the mythallars to the cradle, then that issue would abate.
How do we do that without getting near them?
Let's see here. So, does the book say anything about how to? I assume it says something about how to move mythallars.
Moving mythallars usually requires a bit of magic in itself. Usually uh,
Telepathy?
some sort of telepathy or mage hand type of effect.
Telekinesis kind of a thing?
Yeah,
Telekinesis. That's what I meant.
telekinesis.
I didn't mean telepathy. I meant telekinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say telepathy doesn't help here.
Yeah.
I'm talking to it. It's not spoken back
But
to me
yes,
yet.
so
it just
either-
doesn't understand me.
So either some telekinetic type of effect, or somebody has a special set of tongs, which there's a name written in the book, but you have no idea how to pronounce it, and you do not have one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, special mythallar holding tongs that are a special magic item that I don't have.
They don't make anymore, and
Yeah.
nobody has them.
Yeah.
They stopped ironically, they stopped making those around the same time Skirvo came online for the first time.
Since mythallars are virtually weightless, there won't be any issue to telekinetically moving them.
That's good.
I should be able to move them myself, but I doubt I can do it. I doubt I can do it very quickly. Perhaps. Do you have any telekinetic? Do harbingers typically have any telekinetic abilities?
If they do, it is not of my school. Perhaps one of the time or space ones would, but I do not know a harbinger of those specialties. I know mostly plagues and diseases, plus general druidic-like magic.
We should probably go back. We should probably go back to the ship to tell the others.
Perhaps. Would conjuring a thunderstorm, which would provide shade, help?
Doubtful.
Okay, to the ship.
Yep, do the
You
ship.
guys slowly, almost painfully, walk back to the ship, kind of slumping yourselves as you feel a little bit drained of life.
Servo sees them coming back, puts away his spyglass, and readies their return. When they get back, he's gonna help them up the ladders, or up the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Make
You
sure.
look-
Make sure.
you look looking tired there, Mr. Ticker. What'd you find?
The whole party is assembled.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah, unless Paimon wanted to do anything beneath
Yeah,
decks.
I was making sure Paimon was there.
No. I'm I was probably up in the crow's nest, but then when I saw you guys coming back, I'll go down.
Yeah.
These mythallars are disconnected from their cradle. At least some of them are. And the ones disconnected from their cradle sap the energy of anything nearby. The only way to move them effectively is through telekinesis. I can
That
move
is
them
an ability you possess.
It is. I can move them myself, but it will take me quite some time.
Well, we got a lot of time, right?
This is the
Wait, real quick.
time for the Arcane Trickster who can cast Mage Hand to say something.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I was about to say, Arcane Tricksters have mage hand.
That's one of their main subclass features is you can cast Mage Hand and it's invisible
I was
when you
literally looking at my spells like,
It
can
is
I use something? Can I be useful for once?
You really want the child to go down there?
It won't be dangerous as long as you don't go near them physically.
Okay, I guess. But if I die, I'm gonna kill you.
That's fair.
Bernard tickles at that, as if the images he finds hilarious.
I'll
Don't
describe
underestimate that kind of curse. I've seen it happen.
Ticker will describe the cradle in the center of the crater, and
Mhm.
like the mythallars scattered around the crater, and like how they slot into the cradle.
Oh
Mhm.
goodness.
What's our time of day looking like?
around evening because it's been a day's travel.
Yeah, we should
All right.
probably start this in the morning.
I agree. You and Sadar clearly could use some rest, and if what I'm hearing is correct, this is going to be a taxing day for both you and Miss Pyman.
Mm-hmm.
This is an
Fuck
understatement.
me.
I will go with you two to the greater edge to make
How big is
sure
the?
nothing comes to attack you. Perhaps you, Skirvo, should watch from the crow's nest.
Yeah, how big is the cradle, by the way?
Okay, so alright. Ticker, I'm about to describe a couple of things.
Yeah, I was literally about to ask the same question to Ticker.
There's not one cradle. There
Oh.
seems to be several. What
Okay.
you can tell is that it's one for each.
Oh, okay.
And from what you can tell, some of them look very, very damaged.
Do we need all of them?
As many as we can get our hands on.
Yeah. How many of them are too damaged to
Be usable?
To be usable? Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to say this, but you'd have to go back to the hole and make a check.
Okay.
Yeah. I would like to. I am curious
Because you
as
did
to
just you only did a quick look at it before you felt the power
You're right.
doing it.
You're right. And another question, real quick. Let's see. What was it? Immediately. It's about to. Yeah. How heavy is a cradle?
A cradle. Okay, look back into the book.
Yes.
There's several different variations. It's like, so if your engine is powered by this, then it gives like very vague details in a unit of measurement that no longer exists. But you can reckon it's probably 600 pounds
Dear goodness.
Each.
each.
How
Oh,
big are these
goodness.
things?
Fair enough.
They're about the size of, let's say, a treasure chest.
Loading them onto the ship itself shouldn't be too big of an issue.
and
We would just need to we would just need to get the Duchess a lot closer, and then we could
Yeah.
and then we can do the real world thing and repurpose some of the rigging as cranes.
Yes. And how big is the how big is the crater?
The crater is about. Okay, let me do some quick thinking real quick. It is about 20 meters deep by 50 meters across.
Okay. So
It's a sizable crater.
yeah. So
Actually, wait, how big is the ship again?
about 100 feet long. 100 feet,
Yeah,
which would
120
be about
feet
30
long,
meters.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which would be about 30 to 40 meters.
Yeah, it's about that size.
Okay. Way too big to get mage hand all the way down to the bottom. So
Goodness.
You might
Wait
need
a
to
second.
levy
No, that wouldn't work.
yourself down there, perhaps. Maybe.
yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I can cast things through the familiar, but I was like, well, wait, that doesn't help you. Wait a second. Can't you cast things through your homunculus the same way as if it was through Find Familiar spell?
Maybe. Was it also draining Clink?
Yes, especially because
He's a creation of magic, so
Yes.
that would be even worse than doing it. Yes, but that only works with spells that have a range of touch.
One more strange detail that might also be important: a ship usually only requires one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It sounds like based on the story I'm getting, it almost sounds like there was it almost sounds like the former crew of the Duchess had been transporting a whole heap of them.
Yeah.
And
30 of the
met
dang things.
and met an unfortunate end. What they were doing is unclear. However, out of game, I'm picturing that because of the description of them also being used for the floating island that we're going to have to investigate at some point, my current running theory is that either the former Duchess crew was either pilfering a bunch of them or was making a delivery. So, but I believe something might have gone horribly wrong with the mythallar containment, and that's why the Duchess met an unfortunate crash landing from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can only change those when I level up. So yeah, we should definitely wait until the morning to actually do this.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I can change them on level up.
If we orient, no, not quite. I was going to suggest that if we manage to get the ship positioned just right...
I have an idea. We get one of them. We get the ship flying, and then we hover the ship over the crater.
There's an idea.
But
what would we need with the other? Are we going to get the rest to try and create a fleet, or just have spares, or to sell them?
To sell them, and I also need one for my secret project. A small one, but I need a small one for my secret project, so...
Absolutely.
I assume they vary in size.
They vary in size.
Yeah. We can, and with the if we get it floating in the air, as long as we can keep it in a stable position, we could just lower one of the anchors and have our magic user tied to the anchor, so that way even if he falls asleep, he can just be limply hanging on the anchor.
Yeah.
And then pull him up.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we do that. We wait until the morning to do it. We get one of them from the crater. We get the ship
Yeah.
rudimentarily flying, and we just hover it over, strike all sails, hover it directly over the crater to get any others we're gonna get into there.
Yep.
Out of range of where it's draining magic, but within range that we can do stuff with it.
Yep.
You're asking me to make a route. You're asking me to make a vessel that was not meant to fly into the air and direct it through a rudimentary set of sails and a vague sense of up and down. That's a tall order, Mr. Ticker.
Without the parts to build maneuvering fins, it's all we have.
I didn't say I wouldn't try.
How long has you been waiting to say that?
Is that a Pirates of the Caribbean line? I'm not sure.
It is not, I don't think.
Okay, because I thought that. Because I remember you said one line from it, and my immediate response was, "How long have you been waiting to say that?"
And I responded, "A very long time."
I don't even remember what line it was, but
it was the fact that we're in a ghost story.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, right now we're off the map, so
Yeah.
we're off the map, and we're going to be sailing into the unknown. Might as well see what's over the edge.
Yep. And soon we'll have an excuse to play Hoist the Colors.
Yep. I mean, honestly, I feel like with how risky and whimsical it is, I would be more inclined to say up is down.
Yeah, but Hoist the Colors is a better battle song.
Oh, yeah, I know, but like I thought you meant like getting the Duchess in the air in the first place.
No, I meant for the battle.
Yeah. Getting it in the air in the first place, that is definitely up is down.
Yeah.
That is 100% up is down as Skirvo tries to figure out how the hell to make this work. I mean, I assume if we get it working right, it would be kind of like sailing, except not quite.
Yeah.
Well, once we set our altitude, then it literally just becomes sailing because that's all we're doing because we don't have anything hooked up to configure a thrust or anything like that. So all we need the mythallar to do at the current moment is to be the anti-grav for the ship, and then we just have Skirvo do what Skirvo does best and sail the ship.
So I have
just ignore the fact that it's air instead of water.
I have a couple of questions regarding picking up the cradles, Spencer.
Yes.
So,
what is it?
If I use enough psi points, I can actually lift something that heavy, but that is above my psi limit. Would you allow me to make checks and/or take levels of exhaustion to go above and probably also burn some spell slots for it to go above my psi limit?
An interesting proposition. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. I have a quick question.
Because my psi limit my psi limit is 2, but I have to go all the way up to 7 points in order to be able to lift something that heavy.
Oh.
Lovely.
Okay.
5.
So maybe not that much is what you're saying?
Well, the effects might be
deadly.
But deadly if some things are not made.
I have a question.
What do you mean if some things are not made?
Some checks.
Oh, okay.
Are not made.
Okay, so we will not be doing that because we can just carry them. That'll work. It's not ideal, but it will work. We can get a rope. Right. We can get down there with a rope, find a spot where it won't the rope won't touch any mythallars, because it's fine if the cradle touches mythallars, because its job is to touch
to grab.
mythallars. It'll be fine. We tie the rope to it. We go back up the crater and we pull it up out of the crater.
Okay, that works for me.
And we don't even go all the way down the crater. We use Mage Hand to get the rope attached.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And then you can just drag the mythallar all the way back to the ship. We can hoist it up using one of the cranes. And then we can... And then let Ticker work his magic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Solid game plan. Get some rest, everybody.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Anyways,
break.
what was your question, Brad, by the way? Sorry I interrupted you so much.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Because I was going to be like, well, if instead of you burning all those side points, because I know nature magic, like I somehow burn a spell slot to help. Anyways, forget it. It doesn't matter now. But are there like small plants or things around? 'Cause I just got a new idea.
No, you'd have to go back towards the forest, which is
So there's
once
nothing
again,
in this desert. There's nothing in this desert but sand.
There's nothing in this desert but sand.
Okay, because I was going to be like, because otherwise I could.
Six-eyed sand spider that will not help us whatsoever. Not help us
Because
or
one of my
harm us.
spells
No,
does
there
restore.
aren't those here.
Yeah, because one of my spells does restore hit points equal to half the amount of the damage I deal. So like I could, what's it? Like use that spell to kill things and suck the life out of it and restore either Ticker or whoever was getting low on energy if that was the case. But I think we've got a working plan.
Yes, and over the course of the rest, I will consult the book and figure out like what size of mythallar we need for the ship, like based on its tonnage.
Understandable. So, after you go through like some old logs of the ship to determine its weight, and you check through.
I mean, I could probably just ask Skirbo what the ship's tonnage is, and he would probably just tell me.
He could very easily tell you the tonnage of his own ship. He was built to serve on this thing. Those numbers had not changed in over 2,000 years.
You might want to also leave a bit of leeway for cargo space. So if it's a 20-ton ship, you might want to get an energy source for 30 tons, so you can still have cargo capacity.
Yeah.
So Skirbo will quote you quote you a full capacity Duchess.
You realize that you need you realize that with the things that he's described, you kind of only really need a medium-sized one for this.
Okay. And how big around is a medium-sized one?
A medium-sized one. Okay, so what is it? So large will go up in size to like about a meter in diameter. A medium-sized one would be about a foot across.
Okay, so the difference between a dodgeball and an exercise ball. Got it.
So since I know that we don't need the large one, but do we still want to use the large one for the extra energy?
It would make the ship easy, and it would make the ship faster.
Yeah, presumably at least.
Upgrades, people.
Like
upgrades.
We could the thing is, we could get the large one through like that big hatch on the deck. You know how there's always that big like grated hatch on the deck.
Well, I'm not saying we couldn't get it in the ship. I'm saying that I would recommend that for now, at least, we just fit it with a medium one until we can assess the risks of equipping it with a larger one in case there's an unforeseen risk of having too much energy coursing through a vessel not equipped for it.
Okay, yes, you are right. That is a good point.
Yeah, so definitely get one for
a large
potential future plans, but
I also
capitalize on it yet.
I also plan to get it to at least get the smallest of them as well, whatever the smallest one is for my secret plan.
Yes, secret plan.
Because Ticker is realizing these would make a good power source for his secret plan as well. I imagine, Mr. Spencer.
Yes. The tiny nuclear reactor, Wilson. suffice?
Kind of nuclear reactor. Actually, it's not really clear what exactly what those reactors are. Like, are they? I don't think they're nuclear. I think it's actually specifically stated that they're not nuclear.
I
Yeah,
think
they're
they're
not nuclear. They're just very similar in
Yeah.
what they
they're
do.
the
Let's see,
magical D&D equivalent
sickness,
of a
No,
nuclear
we're
reactor.
referring to the reactors in the thing I'm basing my secret plan on.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm
Oh,
referring to. I don't think those are nuclear. And to be fair, the thing I'm basing my secret plan on has 11 of them, but also that thing is bigger and also is much more power intensive.
Yeah.
And also, mythallars are completely infinite sources of power, so like the only thing we have to worry about is its transfer rate, pretty much.
all right. But yes, nighttime comes around. Ticker's doing that. I guess like the two people that sleep are sleeping.
Mhm.
Yep.
Skirbo, what are you doing? If
Keep
anything.
him watch over anything and everything.
Okay.
Also talking to Ticker whenever he needs questions about the Duchess and anything on the blueprints, because I mean it's been well established that Skirvo knows this thing like the back of his hand. Hey, that's a new one. No, it's kidding. He's,
All right.
so yeah.
Okay. I guess Laura paces around the ship during the night, and that's about it.
Yep. All right. Get our all right. All right. We rise early in the morning, early at the break of day, and have a couple people go out and hopefully not get killed.
Yeah.
You lost all your enthusiasm.
Oh, Ticker, how many artificer infusions do you have?
3.
You know, asking for a friend.
Just a moment before you do that, I want to check something.
Yes.
The only one I have on me is my coat, which is my bag of holding, which I will take off since draining power, and we don't want to lose all the stuff in the bag of holding.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah.
smart move.
I will not drop the infusion though.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. Worst case, if you have to, I have a hold.
Yeah. And I believe if I drop the infusion, it'll all just appear around the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Is how it works with
Yeah.
the bag of holding infusion.
Yeah.
Wait.
When a bag of
Well,
holding is with the exception of a
No,
with
if a normal bag of holding is destroyed, its contents are spilled into the astral plane.
Yes.
Yeah.
If an
Which is a pain
infused
to
bag of
get back.
yeah, basically impossible. If an infused bag of holding is destroyed or the infusion is ended, all the stuff that was in it appears around it.
Yeah.
So, yes, if the infusion ends on an item that contains other things, like a bag of holding, its contents harmlessly appear in and around its space.
Right.
Okay. And I can drop that infusion if I feel like it's causing issues.
Yep.
I can always drop the Clink infusion as well if I feel like it's causing issues. I will not bring Clink with me this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll just take a...
Oh, asking for a friend. Can you tell when one of them's dropped or no?
He should be able to.
Yeah.
We established that last session. He should be able to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can always recreate them during a short rest, so it's not a big issue.
All right.
Okay.
Shoot.
So,
There goes that.
He was trying to create drama in some way, but he's...
Oh, well, I mean, okay. Now since it's being reminded, you do seem to have an infusion open.
What do you mean an infusion open?
Yeah.
Which one ended?
Well, you see Clink. Clink looks fine. Check your bag of holding. That seems to be fine.
The alchemy jug ended?
Yes. It seems.
Interesting. I've never had that happen before. But the funnel of power into the alchemy jug ended. So probably during the rest I would have also repaired it because I would have known that and fixed it and yeah.
Yeah. It's
So it
better
doesn't
to
take me a
have
lot
that
to
up
do.
and it's better to have that up and running regardless because of what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Where is Clara anyway?
Clara is on the boat. She didn't tell you it was broken. She's just kind of looking away from the issue.
Clara, what happened?
Nothing. Oh, everything's fine. She's not looking at you directly.
Out of
don't
character.
even
I think
need-
they drank it empty, completely and totally bone dry, but I don't think that would break the infusion, would it?
No, it wouldn't.
Oh.
No, it would not. That's not how that jug works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The jug literally works to be
Maybe
infinite.
that's what she thinks is that she drank all of it, but
I won't get mad.
Okay.
I
So
won't get mad. Just walk me through what happened.
When we were in the forest, I tripped over a rock, and the jug broke.
like actually broke, or just the magic of it ended.
It broke.
Oh.
Luckily, I do have a spare bottle. I will, because I do actually have a spare wine bottle, so.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, that's quite all right, Clark. Oh, that's quite all right. Did any of the pieces of the jug hurt you?
No. However,
Alright.
at this point, you can also tell that like her wounds haven't like healed from that. She's still really scratched up.
Yeah.
Alright.
I
I'm
did
just
not
glad
notice.
that you're okay, dear. I'm just glad that you're okay, dear. Thanks for being honest with me.
Is there any
I don't
kind
want
of
it-
life besides us, like any desert insects or lizards or anything?
You see skeletons.
I am curious about the skeletons. I'll investigate those in a bit. Because I'm wondering if they're unfamiliar people or if they are in fact the remains of that mutiny crew.
Would skeletons be considered immune to
They're
necrotic
skeletons of small animals and insects that have gotten near the pit.
Yes, skeletons are immune to
alright.
necrotic damage because skeletons are objects, not creatures.
Yep.
Ooh, I was like, I could cast Wither and Bloom and heal her.
Like skeleton
Wither and Bloom.
creatures, I don't think are immune to necrotic. Like the undead skeletons, but these are not undead skeletons. These are bones.
Pile of bone skeletons.
Yeah. But anyways, so
Yeah,
so
they're not immune.
I don't. Now, Clara, if something like this happens again, just let us know. I don't. As the captain, I don't like secrets being kept on my ship. Understand?
When I broke a thing, shouldn't you be mad at me?
Well, I mean, you didn't mean to break it out of some malicious intent, did you?
No.
Well, then what's there to be mad about? Accidents happen, dear.
But I still broke
Even
it. I broke Mr. Ticker's jug.
It can be easily repaired.
And he can fix up a new one. There's
like Ticker says this while he's like actively working on turning the spare wine bottle into one.
Skirbo's is on his knee, hands on Clara's shoulders. Just look at me, dear. we're not gonna get mad at you just because something you didn't mean to happen had happened. You didn't mean to break it, and it broke. That just meant it was. That just you were scared and alone in a prickly forest, not sure where we were. You fell over and it broke. What's there to be mad about? You were scared and alone. I'm just happy that you're back with us.
Ticker, there's a car driving by outside. Sorry. Ticker will make a mental note to look for a sturdier bottle to make the alchemy jug out of next time we go back to the town.
Yeah, maybe a nice metal one.
Yeah, like a big metal bottle.
Flask.
So at worst, it gets dented. At best, it can't. It's not going to get broken.
Yeah. You said she's still like cut up and scraped up from all the cactus.
Yes.
Yeah, that means she probably hasn't been drinking.
Yeah, I'll ask. Do any of those hurt? I have a healer's skin. Patch some of them up.
Yeah, it still hurts.
Here, dear.
All right. Do you want me to make a medicine check, or just it just happens? Because
I guess make a medicine check.
Okay.
You're nice and wrapped up. If you don't, I'll kill you.
All right. While you manage to cover while you do manage to cover all of the problems, you also you also notice that it doesn't really seem to be working.
That should make do till you can heal on your own. I'm not used to healing things. I kill things normally.
Oh.
Wow, Sidar's terrible with children.
Yep.
Better than Paymon. You tell her to suck it up.
Don't ask why the war machine's better with children. Even I don't know.
I mean, the other alternative for me is one of you decide to sacrifice some hit points, and I cast Wither and Bloom on you. You take 2d6 necrotic damage, or half on a successful con save, and then
she's an undead.
Yeah,
no. She and then, but no. So, and then how it works is, in addition, one creature of your choice in that area can spend and roll one of its unspent hit dice and regain hit points equal to the roll.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I just
Ticker's like something, and then
Ticker
something else.
One day, Ticker one day, he's like, Mr. Scurvo, Captain, I'm wondering, you seem to be quite well adjusted around Clara. I just never understood why an engine of war such as yourself is so equipped for entertaining children. To which Scurvo turns around and just simply says, "Propaganda, Mr. Ticker. Propaganda."
He's secretly a nurse robot that worked in the NICU.
No. It's just military propaganda. Kill your enemies and great with kids. The face of the friendly face of the British military. This skull-faced robot.
Reading
at any rate,
rhymes to a whole bunch of children.
Let's tie together all the ropes we have. So I have. Well, actually, we could probably just use some of the rigging for that.
Yeah. Use some of the spare rigging. We want to make sure we still have fully functioning sails.
Yeah. Spare rigging to make ropes.
Have a floating pole if you want that.
All the way from the enough ropes that it'll go from the end of the ship
limit to the
all the way to the bottom of the crater. And probably a little extra so that we can, move it around the crater if we need to.
If we need to use more than with this sort of thing,
I mean, to be fair, it's probably going to take me a good amount of time to, make the modifications and attach the mythallar to the ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Ticker, make me a What kind of check is they?
It's straight dexterity
Oh.
for not tying.
All right.
Skirvo's
Yes.
gonna help with that because being a sailor.
Do you want to do that then?
What's your dex? What's your
Plus
dex, John?
Plus 5.
You do it.
Okay. And advantage because Skir's helping.
Yep.
17.
Yep.
There you go.
You successfully make the knots.
Alright. So
Skirvo's old hands aren't as steady as they used to be.
Sadar, could you scout for a... I'll give him the dimension. Could you use your familiar to scout for a cradle? And I'll give him the dimensions that the cradle should have. That looks to be in a position where we could drag it out of the crater without much difficulty.
All right. I nod, one hand on my staff and my other hand outreach. You see the snake just sort of uncurl himself and fly off into the crater.
With
And
the
I search for the thing of the size that he told me.
A medium-sized cradle that we could drag out of the crater without too much difficulty. That does not look to be in disrepair.
Okay. I would like to point out that with the plan we're currently working with, what we could do is that while depending on if one of you actually has a spell that could do something like this, once all is said and done, one of you could send up a something equivalent of a signal flare or something, so that we could just the people at the ship could just start hauling the thing back.
Yeah, I feel like Firebolt would actually. I feel like my lightning launcher could make a decent signal flare. Because it's basically I throw a bolt of lightning up in the air.
Yeah, just whatever works.
I was like, or I just
or
fireball straight into the air.
Firebolt could work from Paimon. So
yeah. Whichever one will still be available when all's said and done.
Realistically, I can actually do telekinesis from a bit further. I can do it from 60 feet. So I'll try and do it like myself. Antigua will probably ask for. Sorry to kind of disclude you.
Yeah.
I'm not meaning to be mean. I get 60 feet of telekinesis, so I may be able to do it from outside the crater. If I can, I will. If not, we can both do it together.
Yeah. Addie?
What?
She wasn't even listening.
No, I was listening, but I was like, who's he talking to?
You.
Okay.
You.
No.
Only with telekinesis.
Okay, yeah. That's chill.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I'll make sure everything's still tied. I'll make sure everything's tied up so that we can use the. I forget what it's called, but it's the rotating table that they use to adjust things.
The rotating table.
I can launch the signal if you want.
Yeah.
I can launch the signal with Thunderbolt, so it'll just be like a little orb that goes up into the air and detonates with a big loud pop.
Yep.
If you're gonna be there with me.
If I'm down there. But I
don't need to be.
Well, I am the one who's got the snake who's finding the thing, so...
Yeah, but you don't need to be there.
Yes, right. It's true. Whatever. Anyways.
Whatever you feel... It might be a good idea for him to be down there, so that way there's somebody to drag you both back if you're both exhausted.
Yeah.
So, have Sadar go down there with you, and Skirvo can stay with the ship and work work all the parts of the ship.
Yeah, probably do hook it up. Probably do hook it up to hook the rope up to that turntable thing, because it would be way easier to pull it with the turntable than to pull it without the turntable.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up what that thing's actually called. That bothers me now. I had the name before, but I don't know it now.
Okay, I search for the thing.
You find a medium-sized one that was being described inside of a cradle.
Okay.
It's called a capstan.
Capstan. That's right.
A vertical axle rotating machine designed for use on sailor. All right, so he'll give me the spot it is.
Yeah, I'll
ship
point
our
it out.
size has 2 of them. One of them's made for the sails, and the other one's primarily for the anchors.
Yeah. And obviously we're going to use the one for the anchors because it's going to be tougher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, it's built to carry multi-ton anchors. So
Mhm.
all right. So yeah, let's. So I'm gonna go.
Let's
I'm gonna go
get
down to
it
the
on.
crater. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. Is the
You suffer a level of exhaustion.
actually before I suffer a level of exhaustion, can I get in a position where I can see the thing, the the cradle that is within 60 feet of it without suffering a level of exhaustion?
Okay, well, suggesting that the hole is 30 meters in length, converting meters to yards, that is roughly like 33 yards. If I'm doing math correctly. 33 yards. Then
33
no, I
yards is
can't.
99 feet.
So I can't. Never.
99.
So I can't. Got
Yeah.
it.
33 yards is 99 feet.
Okay, so I can't. So yes, I will take the level of exhaustion. I'll take my lumps. Forgot how exhausting this effect is. Perhaps I could use your help, Paimon, for the knot tying. So yeah.
Fine. Start
So-
to head down the.
So yeah. So yeah, straight dexterity check. I'm gonna make it just a normal check because advantage from help, disadvantage from exhaustion cancel each other out.
Mhm.
To tie,
Mhm.
to telekinetically tie the rope onto the cradle so that it'll, we can pull it.
So,
Alright.
do you want me to make a check or just you?
It's just me making the check. You're the one
Okay.
helping, so that
Okay.
You give advantage, Maddie.
yes,
Okay,
you make it so it's a normal
okay.
check and not a disadvantage check.
Actually, oh yeah, no, you still have the best.
I still-
dex check
Wait,
with
oh,
us.
okay, no, wait, okay,
Sorry.
no, I don't make the check. Okay, I don't make it. Okay, I don't roll anything.
Not
Okay.
Yeah.
No roll. Okay, okay.
John rolls. If John fails, then you can try.
22.
He's fine. At a
22. You have managed to, what is it? You have managed to tie a rope to the, what was it? You have managed to tie the rope to the cradle. I'm going to need you to make a quick perception check because I don't want to kill you. However, you also have to realize there's something else going on here.
Can I make the perception check as well?
Yeah, you can make it.
Okay. That is very good. +8. With a crack brain.
13. There seems to be one problem. There, what was it? Like one of those floating mythallar orbs that I said earlier. It seems to be in the way of pulling it up.
Crap.
All right.
We're not.
I pointed out. There's an orb in the way. Perhaps you could use your telekinesis and shove it to the side.
Okay, I will move it out of the way telekinetically because they're basically weightless, so I can do that with Mage Hand. So, well, Mystic
Alright.
Hand, but that's just
Make me another quick perception check. Like, how are you doing it?
just telekinetically moving it to a spot where it won't touch any of the other orbs because I imagine that would be bad.
Probably
Yeah,
like a bomb.
Trying not to make a pinball machine of frickin'
Honestly,
Nope.
honestly,
freaking mythallar orbs.
since they float, just move it straight up.
It's like playing hot potato with a
uh,
grenade, bro.
If there's not an orb straight up, that is.
Yeah, don't play pachinko with the mythallar, all right?
Don't. There's a child with you.
There is an orb above it.
Oof. Move it to the side.
Is it the size of orb we need?
Slap it. No, wait. Don't slap it.
It's the big one.
It's the big one. So we're gonna
The one in the way is the big one, or the one above it the big one?
The one above it is the big one.
Oh, is the one in the way is the one we need? The size we need.
No, the one in the way is like medium sized.
So it is the size
that
we
is
need.
the one we need.
Yeah.
So
It just doesn't have a cradle attached to
yeah,
it.
but we're getting a cradle. So I'm going to move it like I'm gonna walk up out of the crater and move it out of the crater as I walk up in a way that doesn't hit any of the orbs. Because I was able to get down here without touching them, so I can move it without touching them.
And then you said make another perception check?
Well, okay, never mind. No, that's already there. All right.
Since we need to get one of them out of the hole anyways, so May as well just get this
Okay,
one out of the
he's
hole since it's in the
clear.
way.
And we check the rope. I tap my staff once, and a little bright glowing orb shoots up straight up into the sky.
Wait,
before
is
detonating.
it serious? Is it seriously time? I want you guys to know that I want it to be clear on your end that it is
Yes.
time before you do that.
Yes, I want it to be clear from Spencer that it is time and it is safe.
Yeah.
All right, that is time. Okay, how did you move the medium-sized orb again? That's
Walking up out of the hole the way I came in, and moving it the way I came in, like a good distance ahead of me,
all right.
so that I can get it up out of the hole because we need it anyways.
Okay, so you're going to move this mythallar orb to in front of you. How are you doing that? Are you going to get it close to you first, or are you going to like move at an angle?
Before John continues on the train, I have a quick question. The cradle.
Are you going to be walking backwards?
No.
Quick question before John continues this any further. The cradle we're pulling up, does it already have a mythallar in it?
Yes.
Oh,
that's the reason why you picked it,
why
because
don't
it
we
already has one in
it up
it.
a little bit, pull the cradle underneath it, drop it into the cradle, and then pull the cradle out.
Oh, I didn't know this one already had a cradle in it. I did not know this one already had a cradle in it. Okay, so can I make... So I assume I need to make... The perception check was to find a spot that it would be safe to move it to.
Perception check.
Okay.
Yes.
So at disadvantage because I have, exhausted.
I'm going to make one as well.
It's still 11.
19. Can I point out a better spot?
Okay, so what was it? So Ticker thinks he found a nice spot. However, you realize that is a terrible spot, and there is something slightly beneath the sand.
Don't. There's something underneath the sand right there. Stop.
Over there.
What's over there?
Over there. That's cash money.
All right, I will move it to the spot he said to move it then, since he got a 19. So I assume a 19 is gonna do it.
Well, yeah, but I feel okay. I guess there would have to be like some sort of argument you guys had to like see who's the correct one. Otherwise,
honestly,
no.
Ticker can tell.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Ticker can tell he's tired, so he's gonna accept Sidar, who is not as tired.
Yeah.
Okay then. But yes, we're trying to the better location.
Yeah.
All right.
Is everything clear?
I will get out of the hole before we start moving this.
Yeah, get out of the hole.
Well, second question: do you just let go of it, or
when I stop moving it?
Yes.
Would letting go of it make it fall?
No. Yes, it will not fall because it's already floating.
Okay, I will make sure.
However,
I will make sure that I have it to a full and complete stop. There's no like forces moving on it.
That's the word I want.
I don't I assume. Okay, that makes sense since it's under zero gravity. If I just let it stop, it would just keep going in whatever direction. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I bring it to a full and complete stop before I stop moving. Before I stop telekinetically controlling it.
It has zero movement in any direction.
Yeah.
All
right. Now.
Okay. Is everything clear?
After we're out of the hole, yes. After Paimon and Ticker are out of the hole, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Once you're out of the hole, I ask you, everything good?
What is it? Okay. Well. Yes, everything is good.
Okay.
Yes.
I tap my staff on the ground, and a bright colored orb flies straight up into the atmosphere, and then it gets to the maximum end of its range, and then it explodes in a very loud.
Skirvo, who's watching where you guys were, sees that, watching you through his spyglass, sees that happen, retracts his spyglass, and grabs one of the planks and inserts it and starts rotating it. And if Clara wants to help, she can do so as well.
Clink will try to help. He won't be able to do anything because his strength score is like 3, but he will try.
Once I get there, I'll help with my strength modifier is +1.
I will ask a question before we do anything. How hard is it to remove a mythallar from a cradle?
Well, there's a couple of switches that have to be made into a certain pattern on the front.
On the front of the cradle?
In other words, there's a code.
All right.
Okay, so we probably aren't removing it from the cradle then. Fantastic.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pull her around.
Yeah, I'll get back up there and I will try to help. We should stop it moving once it's close to the ship, but not on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we don't want to try and lift it up the side of the ship because it would undoubtedly touch the side of the ship and disintegrate part of it.
Oh, I mean, not really because it's in the cradle, but the
cradle doesn't wrap all the way around it, does it? Does the cradle wrap all the way around the mythallar, or is it just like
I assumed it did because otherwise it would be unsafe to handle. Period.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so all right, this is how.
Either way, I don't want it dragging up the side of my ship.
Okay, all right. Give me a second while I bring us all to a new page.
Because the thing is, the art of a mythallar tends to depict it looking sort of like a crystal ball stand.
So okay, so this is how I interpret it. We're going to get this color. Are you guys on the blank screen with me?
Yes,
yeah,
we are on the blank screen.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say that right there is the mythallar. How I interpret how the cradle looks is that there is, okay, we're going to represent it by dark gray, is that there is this structure beneath it, and then where is freehand, and then there are these 4 claw things coming out, one in each of let's just say corners that kind of hold it in place.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, kind of like a crystal ball stand. So yeah, we can get it near the ship. The question is just how we get it on the ship.
What about?
Well, the ship is sitting
that comes down like this and like this, and then you bring them together up here, and then you have your hook that comes down like that, and then right up there.
Yeah, carrying it like you'd hoist a cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is worth pointing out the Duchess is sitting at a bit of an angle because of the curvature of its.
Yeah, we'd probably make sure it was leaning in that direction so that we could lift it onto the deck easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because once it's on the deck, it shouldn't be a problem. We can get it down to a room where we're going to put it fairly easily. But
yeah, we can grab it by hand and adjust it to be the size on the side it needs to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Put a cover over it later so that somebody doesn't poke it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We should probably make sure none of us are exhausted before we do that, though. Which means it's going to take us a while, but.
Well, suggesting that you guys are parked right next to the pit, it's not going away anytime soon.
We're not parked right next to the pit. We're parked, we're parked 100 and some odd meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the ship, that's why I was watching through my spyglass.
Okay.
All I do is say Thunderbolt as a signal.
Yeah, that was literally the whole reason we were doing that. Otherwise, we wouldn't. Otherwise, I would have just had us lift. Otherwise, I would have just leaned the frickin' ship over the pit and started hoisting things that way.
Okay. All right. Wait. So you guys already moved it out of the pit? I know. We're just talking about the rope. You guys have
this is more going to get it from the ground to on top of the ship.
Yeah.
That's how we're getting it from the ground to on top of the ship, and it's how we're cranking it towards the ship because, this is a pulley system, so we can pull it easier.
Yeah, yeah. We're currently pulling it to the ship, and then once we stop pulling it to the ship, we're gonna figure how to get it onto the ship. That's what we're doing.
Yes.
This contraption I drew was how to lift it up the height of a ship.
So yeah,
I understand that much.
If this is the crater and this is the mythallar, then we have a rope coming back, all the way to the ship, and we're just pulling it from the ship to the mythallar with the capstan. So we're just gonna pull it all the way towards the ship, and then we're gonna pull it onto the ship.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I can see that working. I guess like.
I mean, I'm not sure how else we would do it, so.
Ticker? Well, not Ticker. I mean, Skirvo, make me just a straight D20.
Straight D20, huh?
Yes. Well, we're going to determine this as
I don't like that!
a luck roll.
Why did you introduce a luck roll on a guy who's been rolling terribly?
Why was there even a luck roll here? Like, we took every precaution to make sure it wouldn't bump into anything.
Yo, Paimon.
Yeah.
You got that lucky feat, right?
Dude, can I share it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, you can have
You're
a
helping
lucky...
with this project.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. okay, I help.
Lucky.
I help.
Reroll that dang one out one.
Me?
If you need another one, I can give you another one.
Yeah, she has 3 uses of lucky, so yeah.
You can do it again. Again.
What the frick?
Again. Do it again. I don't care.
There we go.
There we
Okay,
go.
okay.
Maybe.
Hey,
Spencer. Yo, Spencer.
The rope snaps. You repair it. The rope snaps again. But Paimon is like, I got this, fam. And then he connects the rope again via mage hand. There you go. That was actually just the extent of it. If you guys failed, I didn't expect you guys to get a nat 1 on that.
Okay, you should have been really clear that this wasn't a if you fail this check you're all gonna die. This was a you fail this check and the rope snaps.
Tension.
Yeah, we didn't
think I added tension.
Sir, there is already tension. The mythallar will kill us as soon as we touch it. There's already tension. Stop adding tension when there is not tension needed. All right? Are we clear? Are we clear that we're already in mortal danger?
Attention.
Listen.
We need more.
No, we do not.
No.
Yes, we do.
I've already had one hell of a week. I play D&D to de-stress. What part of that do you not understand?
Challenges. What is it? I mean, at worst, I was thinking that you guys break the cradle.
I know. I'm just saying, be clear
and that was
with
about
that.
it. You just have a floating object.
Be very clear with that next time you're going to make us make a luck check for this sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Be very clear.
You don't just drop freaking checks like that on people without explaining what the hell the check is for.
You guys never ask, hey, can I make a perception check? No, you guys don't say that. I have to
exactly,
say that
and that is on us. But whatever you do force us to make a check, it's better to let us know.
It's just like it's a difference of just make a check or make a check to X. Like make a luck check to see if the rope snaps.
Yeah.
That would have been fine.
God, when it's something like a perception check, it's fine. But when it's
you rolled before I explained myself.
Anyway.
Yes. Anyways. Yes. You managed to get it. Okay. Well, now you have to. Oh wait, no. Never mind. Ticker already invented the device. I was about to say, like, what do we do? This was something that he messaged me about, I think. So yes, you have the strange sled device. Yes.
Yes. I wasn't even thinking about that, but sure, we can put it on the sled.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have the sled. And then you just place it on the pulley system, and you bring it up. No hassles.
Good. And we get it down to where we're gonna where its home is.
Yep. All right.
Which I assume would be in the back of the cargo bay or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Somewhere.
You want to take the 2 people that are gonna have to carry it?
Excuse me. I'm gonna get some
can we
water.
use ropes to pull it?
I blew out my voice.
You brought it onto the ship, and now you got to bring it down to an area, and then you're moving it from that area to another, because the pulley system doesn't work that far. Are you just putting it in the center of the ship?
We can. Oh well, the point was we get it down to the center of the ship. We get it down the hatch thing into the cargo bay with the pulley system because obviously that's the whole point of the pulley system.
That's all done.
Okay, so we could probably just
it's on the ship. Or do you want it just in the center of the ship, or do you want to move it to a specific room? If you move it to a specific room, you have to carry it. If you just put it in the center of the ship, it stays in the center, and that's about it.
Let's see here. Probably. Just trying to think of what to do here.
All right, I had to leave to get some water because I just blew out my voice. Did anything else significantly stupid happen?
No.
We're deciding where in the ship to put it after we dropped it down into the cargo bay. So we use the pulley to lower it into the cargo bay. We can either leave it right there, dead center, in the middle of the cargo bay, or we can move it. But if we have to move it, we have to move it by hand because the pulley puts it in the middle of the cargo bay.
Yeah, it can only reach about as far as the pulley can only reach about as far as the actual parts.
The cargo bay is basically just one big room, right?
Yes.
So
okay. From the things I've heard about the Crimson Duchess, that is that room. Is that correct?
Hang on. Shit. I'm pulling up a map of a ship.
Galleon?
There are maps of D&D galleons specifically, actually.
Yeah, but I was pulling up an actual side cutaway of the galleon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The sailing ship.
I
mean, there is a door at the back, but mostly it's one big room. It's 3 big rooms from what I can tell for D&D ships.
The bottom deck is pretty much just a giant area that sits above the bilge. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, I have block and tackles. I have 4 block and tackles. I'm going to attach 2 of them to the back wall, 1 on either side of the back wall, and then attach both of those to the mythallar cradle, and then crank them both together. We can have one person crank one person crank the other, so it ends up coming just straight back.
All right, I guess make a tinker's tool check to make sure they stay in place.
Okay. Nat 20.
Yes. Nothing has ever been more secure, and you've never been more sure of yourself in your life.
So yeah, I'm gonna just pull it all the way back to the very back. Not quite to the very, very back of the ship, but almost to the very back of the ship.
All right. You put it in a room that you think would be substantial for a engine room, according to your ship builder's guide and maintenance for dummies.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say this. So clearly, no one else has tried to get these. These mythallars aren't going anywhere. Let's say we just take this one mythallar for now. We come back later, after the battle, assuming we survive the battle, once we have, something specific to deal with mythallars. Because we kind of had to do this quick and dirty.
Yeah. Yeah. That is a fair assessment. It would be nice if we could somehow procure or perhaps even create effectively a large catch tank for these things.
Yeah, but we can't do that here, and we can't do that now, and we can't do it soon enough because we are on a very big time crunch.
Yes, we are.
You have the one you need for your emergency plan, or you're not going to plan on enacting emergency plan?
I'm not going to need that for a long time. Like we're talking like I'm not going to need to do that emergency plan until like tier 3 at the earliest, assuming Spencer isn't isn't like the biggest of sadists ever. And I'm not going to. And when I do that emergency plan, the mythallar is literally the last part I need.
Okay.
All right.
So yes,
let us rest. Efficiently place the device.
Let us rest before we do anything with the mythallar, so that I do not have a level of exhaustion.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna make it very absolutely undeniably clear to Clara that she must under no circumstances touch that.
Yeah.
Because very bad things will happen if you do that. I won't even get the opportunity to be mad at you if you do that.
And Clink will salute. I'll keep her away from it, Captain Skirto.
Work.
All right.
Hi.
So, because it's still morning, you guys take an 8-hour rest. It is now afternoon.
Yep. All
you
right.
guys have cleared a level of exhaustion. Any sort of hit dice you want to get back, you get back.
Okay.
I'll get my lucky pack.
Yeah.
I guess.
That's a good thing too, honestly.
Yeah, we're gonna need it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get working our redneck ass flying machine.
Jerry rig.
Yep. Let's jerry rig this thing.
Yeah. Good.
This is
Lord.
maybe not the. You know what? I really don't like doing this. I know it'll take us longer, but can we just like go around the cactus forest this time and just not jerry rig something?
That sounds like a good idea.
Nah, I kind of wanna see if we can't get this thing flying. Personally.
Shoot! Hold up! A thing that happens during your rest. Something very strange in the sky seems to be a giant cloud, as it just kind of slowly traverses its way across the sky. This is weird. This is the first time you've seen a cloud.
Skirvo, actively thinking of that, of the floating island, is going to peer a closer look with his spyglass, see if it's the island.
All right. Make a perception check.
Yeah. 26.
You have advantage.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Probably not going to get better than 26, but still.
Yeah.
All right. 26. You can... Okay, so from the edges of this very dark cloud, you can see edges of what appears to be rock coming from it.
And ho, boys!
That's the floating garden, isn't it?
The rest of everyone kind of looks at you confused because you're already on land.
Yep. He's look.
What are you talking about, you crazy pirate?
That's the...
Bro's finally gone nuts.
Yeah. He's finally gone nuts and bolts, lads!
Well, we can see him looking at the floating cloud, so...
Yeah.
Sure.
Those be rocks in the sky.
No.
There's land up there.
Well, even if we build this thing, even if I make the quick and dirty modifications that will get it flying, there's no way we can get it up that high without the other parts.
is. But we
Are
have
you
a
just
rough...
bullcrapping that statement? Or do
Yes.
you want to check it? Okay.
I am bullcrapping that statement because I do not want to have to jerry-rig this thing.
Do you guys want to question that statement?
No.
I don't think any of us have the knowledge to question
in
that
character, we
statement.
literally actually have no reason to question Ticker.
Yeah,
He's the smartest in the party.
I don't
Like-
even
Like, I
like-
need to point out, Ticker has never led us astray with the information. He always seems to know what he's talking about.
Though I
like-
should mention this was after Ticker already voiced his opinion that they probably shouldn't hook it up until they have the other parts.
Yeah.
that is probably wise.
Skirvo is going to watch the cloud for its trajectory and keep a note of its keep a note of any pattern it might be particularly making, so that way he could potentially in the future navigate his way back towards it.
Yeah. Honestly, during long rests, I could probably make the changes to like while we're traveling back during the rests, I could probably make the work on making the changes without actually ever hooking it up. Like,
Sounds good.
I just really don't like the idea of hooking it up. I'm sorry, guys. I know it'll take us longer. I know.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I know you want to get it flying, Joey. I know Skirbo wants to get it flying.
Admittedly, right now, the main reason I want to get it flying is because I just don't freaking trust Spencer with the idea of us walking back.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
it's
Genuinely don't
a long
trust
way
him.
without a purple worm encounter, he said. You're surprised about this, he said.
Oh, don't worry.
I'm
It's I've already
seriously-
done built up.
Like, I seriously can't help but get this feeling that the fact that we're going to be walking back is going to result in us getting eaten by a purple worm, because that's how little I trust Spencer right now.
Oh.
I genuinely have no faith right now, and that's where I'm sitting with
that's-
it.
that's
So
why
if
I'm-
it is a party decision that we're not going to fly it, fine.
That is
We
why
walk
I'm
back.
hesitant to do it, is because I'm
To mount it
similarly
without the equipment.
Yeah.
I similarly have a bit of lack of trust.
Yeah, I mean, that is also fair. It's entirely possible that because of the lack of control, he's going to make it insanely difficult for no reason. And make us have a or hell, maybe even a GIF will show up out of nowhere, and we have to figure out how to fight a GIF on GIF ship combat with a freaking. No, you're right, John. There are too many ways this can go wrong.
Mm-hmm. And our ship
All of
has
which sound
no
perfectly reasonable for Spencer to have done to us, or at least
Yep.
it makes sense to him. Ugh.
I
Mm. God, I've had one hell of a week.
Yep. Anyway, so are we walking back, or are we?
I'm gonna check.
I
the
suppose
book.
we're walking
okay,
back from the
Okay,
sounds
so
of it.
wait before. So
Yeah.
I'm saying this what I'm gonna do in character, but what I'm asking is different out of character. What I'm doing in character is I'm consulting the book to see if this is a thing I could do. Out of character, I am asking you, Spencer.
yes.
Is this something you are going to screw us over with?
Making the ship fly? Actually, no. That's what I was expecting you for you to do, and I was kind of hoping that you would, so that you guys can get the green orb and get out of here.
Yeah.
But however, I can't directly tell you that, because if I tell you that, then it ruins the mystery. And if you already know what the mystery is, then it's not fun. It's like reading it's like reading a Sherlock Holmes book, and you know that the butler did it.
I know,
Yeah.
but like
I understand that.
this is the point
But
where
there
I'm just
is,
like I
but
have no
would
trust in you.
Yeah, I would like to point out that there are certain points where, and I want you to, I don't want you to take this as a bash. I don't mean this to hurt you. I say this purely as a critique from someone who has been playing Dungeons and Dragons for about 7 years now. In all the, like, 12 dungeon masters I've had. The thing that I've noticed that will cause a quick and easy way to cause a campaign to fall apart is when you make too many things have high stakes. When things have stakes and when things have unnecessary stakes and too many, and the risk starts to outweigh the reward, eventually it makes it to the point where the party does not trust the DM, and thus they do not want to capitalize on any potential mystery. Because personally, I was thinking that was the direction you wanted to head. I was thinking you were going to have us fly the Duchess and perhaps run into the green orb on the way here. I mean, all the signs were here with the cactus fields and the mythallar being directly connected to the island. That just made sense to me. However, John also brought up a pretty good point about the fact that since we seems like sometimes it almost seems like every little thing we try to do can result in something nuts, and when we actually try to do something that sounds like fun, we somehow get our we get ourselves completely screwed over, and sometimes that's our fault. All right, that's our fault, and we got to live with that. But what I'm trying to get at is that you need to balance challenge with conveyance. You need to have an idea of where of what the players are finding fun versus what they aren't finding fun. Personally, I do find the overall mystery fun. I like the treasure hunting aspect of finding these orbs, and how sometimes our seemingly unrelated adventures end with us finding unrelated orbs. I genuinely find that entertaining. What I don't find entertaining is something like being told a roll is reversed after I have already made the check, or another more recent example, being told to being told that finding that sorry, I'm having trouble thinking of a current example, and I'm also choking on the fact that I've practically murdered my voice for the rest of the weekend. But my point is there's going to be there's definitely going to be times where the players and dungeon master disagree, and that happens. We're different people. That's okay. So, and I know you want there to be challenge, Spencer. I genuinely get that. I understand that if there's no challenge, then the reward isn't as sweet. But at the same time, there is a such thing as too much challenge. And as a result, we start to be completely unsure of what's a landmine and what's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes you can be a little unclear as to when a plan is a really stupid idea.
Yeah.
And so that's what's made us so hesitant to make either choice here, is because we're not sure if either plan is a really stupid idea, because you haven't made it clear that one of those plans is a really stupid idea.
Yeah, and not all the time is it. And like, don't get me wrong, I've known some DMs who are fantastic at making at letting the players make a completely stupid decision that screwed them over, and the players just being able to work with it. I've had that before, and while that was fun, when a campaign is has such a small party, and let's be honest here. Like, okay, first of all, how much experience do all of us actually have playing Dungeons and Dragons? Like I said, I'm about 7 years.
A few years.
Yeah. Maddie and I are each a couple of years
I have
because
no idea.
we started about the same time.
Okay, high school.
Yeah.
Sophomore year.
Okay,
That
so about the
was-
same as me then. So you're about the same as me, 7 to 8 years ish. So the thing is that this is something we're gonna have to accept. We're all still relatively new to Dungeons and Dragons. You don't get to call yourself a D&D veteran until you've got 2 decades under your belt.
Yeah.
You do not earn that title at all.
And even once you're a D&D veteran, you still get surprised by stuff.
Oh, absolutely. That's the beauty of the game. It's never going to be what you expect. Like sometime you'll one time you expect the part of the fun from what I've heard as a DM, and what I think would probably be what I would enjoy the most if I ever started DMing, but is also the thing I dread the most about DMing, is the fact that sometimes you'll think people do something reasonable, like sneak in the night, or some dumbass will decide to throw a ship at the enemy party for no goddamn reason.
But like if you like to give an example, if you remember back to the like, I know that most of my party is at least most likely somewhere on the autism spectrum. I know Joey is. I know I am. I'm almost certain Brad is, and I would put money on it that Spencer and Maddie are.
Oh yeah.
And so, if you remember back to the end of Throughout Time, when I made it, I was making it very clear throughout time the path you were supposed to take, because I know autistic people don't pick up on hints as well as non-autistic people.
Oh,
you
absolutely.
You have to be a little more clear with them, a little more direct. You have to be, you can't just like throw stuff at them and just expect them to just throw a bunch of stuff at them and expect them to figure it out from all the information they have.
Yeah, expect them to internalize all of it. Because, like, while I do love a subtle mystery, the problem is that while I love a subtle mystery, my biggest issue is that I always seem to find the subtleties after I've already found out what the mystery is. I would be terrible in a horror movie.
Like Durham, I love the treasure hunting thing of this campaign. That is so cool. That is such a cool
awesome.
framing device for a campaign. Treasure hunting to find 9 dragon orbs across this giant desert. That is such a cool idea for a campaign. Sometimes it has to be a little clear which direction we're supposed to follow when we get to a point where we're kind of like we're scared to make either decision. We need a push in one direction.
Yeah. One of the things I liked about John's campaign is that sometimes it seemed like when we decided to do something completely crazy.
Yes, Maddie, we're still playing.
We're just having a discussion.
Like we were, yeah, I know. We're having a perfectly reasonable discussion. We're probably just going to title this we could probably just title this session "Real Talk with the DM."
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, because you know what? That's fine. It's just like, we get our mythallar and then we have to lay down we have to address some minor issues. Because one of the things that happens is that I really enjoyed that a couple times it seemed like John had one idea, but then we decided to do something completely crazy that somehow still fell in line, that in some weird, out-of-the-box thinking kind of way, still kind of fell in line with what he was expecting. So what he was trying to get done. So he tries to make that. So he tries his best to try to marry the two ideas. And sometimes it's messy, and sometimes he's not exactly happy with the situation, like when we just completely ignored an encounter. that was
Okay. Don't worry, you've done that like 4 times now.
Yeah, I'm sure of that.
I'm sure we probably ignored an encounter at that oasis.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we did have the spider things that we ran away from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the spiders were. Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. I admittedly, like after the fact, I was pretty. I did like the idea that we just let them eat.
Yeah.
Admittedly, like, because I was a little annoyed at the time, but now that I'm calmer and I thought back on it, I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. And realistically, we failed our nature check that would have told us that they were just trying to get in our shadows.
Yeah, exactly. It's hey. Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes the dice just freaking hate us.
Yes.
I mean, good Lord, you see what's been happening to me? I roll a nat 1 when you say it should be fine. That is another thing. That is one thing that it is necessary to make dice rolls for things, but yeah, don't rely on the dice too much if you want things to work. Because if you want things, and this is just me, this isn't even me being a player. This is me speaking from your side, Spencer, being the DM. Don't trust the dice. Like you should trust them dice about as far as the about as far as the dice bag can throw them.
About as far as Skirbo can throw the Duchess.
Yeah. That's
all
a great
right.
idea. Yeah.
Okay, I understand your concerns. I always felt that this was like very low stakes because I told you that not really anything bad happens. If you die, you just have like small amount of money, or at least at this point it should be. If you didn't like your character, you could change it. Because I don't want people stuck with their characters that they've made a terrible decision while making it.
Oh, no. Skirbo's only problem is that he has crap stats, but admittedly, I kind of find that endearing about the character. That's why I like to do as much as I can to...
All right.
Sorry, Maddie, we'll get back to D&D now.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I just
the
like
concerns.
to... I admittedly like the...
Okay,
admittedly,
so once again, now that we're going back to D&D, once again, I ask you directly, is making the ship fly the path we are supposed to take?
It is a path that I have planned for you to take.
All right.
Sorry,
because
Maddie.
you guys you guys talk about it for what is it? You guys talked about it for several sessions, and you guys have fantasized about doing it. It was like, yeah, that's a pretty cool idea.
Okay,
let's do that.
Okay. So yes. Okay. So that case, forget about all of the.
We'll just rewind back to Skirbo looking at the sky, and Ticker's just like, you know what? While we're here,
yeah. Sorry, Maddie.
Yeah, sorry about that. Things needed to be said. Things needed to be said, and I hope there are no misunderstandings in the future. I pray that we have fun.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so in that case,
it's after a long check, and you have like 3 things active because you said that you had them active.
Yeah. All right.
In that case, I will start working on attaching the mythallar to the ship.
Okay.
All right.
We have a plan. Let us stick to it.
What is it? So
I imagine that's probably a Tinker's Tools check.
Yeah, Tinker's Tools.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and drop preparation for, let's see, what do I want to drop it on? Ghostlight, because I won't need that for a while. And I'm going to grab Cognizant preparation, because I'm going to ritually cast that first, so I get triple proficiency with this check, effectively.
Triple proficiency.
So I already have tool expertise, of course, and then what Cognizant does is it lets me add my proficiency bonus to all checks I make that involve my intelligence score or my initiative rolls. And Tinker's Tools are an intelligence-based check.
Hey, and can I also just can't I help him out or just at least give him pointers on things and give him the advantage? Because why the hell not at this point?
I thought he had advantage already.
Oh, I don't? Okay. I didn't have advantage. Okay, I mean, I'll roll an advantage too.
What else? Okay, you also have, like, the actual guide on you.
Oh, yeah, I do have that, so that probably helps.
So that'll give you a plus whatever your proficiency bonus is.
Okay, so quadruple proficiency.
All right, getting all right.
Quadruple proficiency and advantage. That's a plus 16.
Yeah. So
and I rolled the same thing both times.
I find that more amazing than anything else. Rolling the same thing on advantage.
Dice have spoken.
The DC was 24, but I think you already knew something like that because you're attaching an old device.
Yeah. To a equally old device.
But no, I think like the mythallar carriage.
Oh yeah, the mythallar is probably older actually.
Would be like thousands years old.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, they are ancient. I mean, the people that created the mythallars are long dead, so they're called the Netherese.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them, but they do exist. Or they did.
They exist and they did something, and they keep talking about these things called the freaking Nether Scrolls.
Yeah.
Like the big nerds that they are.
They were an ethnic group of humans from Faerun.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
So let us begin our modifications of the strange vessel as we begin this.
I will say that this takes an entire day's worth of work.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It would take a while.
Yeah. We want to make sure it's. I mean, with how many things that's happened to this poor party, we want to make sure these things are done right. And obviously, Skirvo doesn't want his first time in the air is very short-lived and comes to a very sudden stop.
Yeah, that would be bad.
At the end of the day, Tinker is just, Tinker comes up to the deck after it's all done. Because I assume that's where everyone else would be on the deck while Tinker's been working on things.
Yeah.
Actually, we should probably make sure we ask what everyone else wants to do during that time.
Yeah.
Yes, because you guys have an entire day's worth of something you can do.
I will.
Skirvo is helping out Tinker.
Galley. Because I'm probably going to end up as the chef on this motley crew, so I'm going to acquaint myself with the galley in this here ship.
It is quite empty.
That much I
it's quite empty except for a single set of +2 chef's tools.
+2 chef's tools.
So they're even
We're gonna continue that running gag, huh?
I'd be like, wait a second.
Not only are we gonna continue that gag, we're gonna continue the gag that Brad specifically gets +X chef's tools. So Brad, whatever character you're playing in Tomb of Annihilation, make sure they have cook's utensils proficiency.
Do the same for your Spartan, buddy. Do the same for your Spartan.
Yep, they're the galley cook on whatever ship they were on. You're getting +4. You're getting +4 cook's utensils there.
I love the idea of somebody just as a running gag getting just random times getting plus number cooking utensils depending on the time depending on the campaign. Next time it's 3, baby.
This is two times in a row now.
Precisely. That's what's making it. That's what makes it a running gag.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
God. Oh,
Plus
God, that's
2.
funny.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's
Plus
good.
2.
That's good, Spencer. I got to give you a star for that one.
Yep.
Thumbs up of approval.
Oh, damn.
But yes. So what is it?
Uh,
Do you want to test to see if it works first, or do you want to tell everyone to see that it works first?
Yeah.
I mean,
Skirbo's
Like,
definitely
tell
down
them to
there with
prepare
Kicker.
themselves.
He's doing crazy things to his girl.
I'll do like one tiny test at first, just to like not enough to actually get the ship off the ground, just enough to like start to feel the ship get lighter. Like to make.
All right. Yeah, it's like so
Like-
you do that.
Like I'd
there's like
feel
a
like
small.
enough like I'd feel it down in the hold where the mythallar is at the bottom of the ship, but the party wouldn't feel it up on the deck, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
down there with you, buddy.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
I was more like imagining that it creates like a small funk for a second.
All right.
Everyone thinks you dropped something, fearing the worst.
What'd you do down there?
I'm gonna peek
Small
over the crow's
something.
nest.
Oh,
And
she
then just go
looking,
back.
mister.
a small scale test. I believe it should work. We should all get up to the deck.
Uh-huh.
I will.
Skirbo's gonna make his way towards the deck and start preparations for how to sail this thing.
I assume I'm attuned to the mythallar and I can activate it wherever I am on the ship. Or I have like
Attunement usually takes a long rest.
No, it
and-
takes a short rest actually. But
I feel like
and uniquely, mythallars can actually be attuned to without touching them, for obvious reasons.
yes.
Blow up.
I will be attuned to the mythallar. How is that possible? Don't you have to touch it?
Yeah, we'll say that. Yeah, you're attuned to it, and then you can just think, and then.
Yeah, I can psionically activate it.
All right.
So I will join Skirbo at the helm.
Yeah, Skirbo's checking the wind, seeing how now realizing he's gonna have to figure out how to get these sails working with the absolute bare minimum crew for a ship of this size. We do not have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we need a crew of at least 8 people for a ship this size. So
I would imagine
we're gonna have to pull some double duties.
I imagine Clara would probably also be up by the helm because she would want to be close to them, and Clink will jump up onto Skirbo's shoulder like a parrot.
All right, I haven't. All right, girl, it's time. It's been a long time coming. We haven't done this in. Oh boy, it's best not think about it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. No, I know what I'm doing.
Who are you talking to, Captain?
He gives you a look like, what do you think?
Talking to himself. Like a crazy person. He's fucking crazy.
Now she just doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yes, I fucking do.
No indeed.
Yes, I do.
Hey, not in front of the girl.
I just looked over. Captain, are you alright? Is everything
all right,
working?
So Skirbo's going to give the directions to how we should be adjusting the sails slash any jury rigging modifications we might need to make to the sails to work it for a crew of this size.
Yup. Thankfully, 2 of the crew have telekinesis, so that should help.
Yep. Yeah, so have you guys gonna be working you 2 like a horse.
Yeah.
And then I have
child
minuscule
labor.
matters,
That's illegal.
I don't have much strength, but I have great endurance between A, being a snake, and B, having 20 constitution.
Oh, gotta.
So.
Oh, please. Working children back in the 1700s? Throw them on a ship and see them sail. Anyways, let us begin. All right, Mr. Ticker. Take us up.
Ticker thinks for a few moments. He like puts one of his hands to his temple, and you see him close his eyes in concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And then his eyes snap back open. He stamps a foot, and the ship slowly starts to rise.
Yes. The humming
Skirbo.
of the mythallar affirms that it is in fact working, as it slowly rises majestically out of the sand. Like
Skirvo, I want to point out some, Spencer. While we rise, Skirvo says, "You know, it has just occurred to me that this is gonna do nothing." As he taps the helm he is currently holding, this is not going to do anything. We're going to need to adjust the actual sails if we're going to want to turn.
I will make modifications to the helm once we have the other parts from Beladros. I don't have the parts necessary yet to build a spell-jamming rudder.
Right. Well,
or more accurately, to build an engine.
So Skirvo's going to have to. So Skirvo's effectively rethinks it himself and thinks, okay, and it's just like, it's all right. I've done this before. One unfortunate time lost the rudder. No, it was not my fault. He points down to the deck. All right, so he's Skirvo's going to basically try to sail the ship without a rudder.
That honestly seems like a good spot to end the session.
Yep.
We get the ship off the ground. That seems like a good spot to end the session.
Oh God.
Okay, so thank you anyone who tuned in, and sorry
Apologies
about
for
the discussion.
Intermission.
the rant.
The rants, yes. We might be back next week. We might not. You'll find out next week. Yes.
Right.
That is the end of this session. See you later.